Welcome to day 4. Here's where we're going today. It can be explained in 2 ways, money and poverty. And today you will need some stickies. So pause this recording if you do not have them. Today we're going to look at specific programs that we will be operating in our maternal line. These programs of money and poverty, feast or famine, and some of the ways it shows up in our daily lives as hoarding, as depression, as being overworked. We're going to work on releasing vows of poverty, debt cycling, saving for a rainy day, holding onto money too tightly, dependency. There was even women in our lineage that got married to be supported. We're going to look at hustling, overspending, hiding money. So let's soften and settle in. Close the eyes and take a couple of breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, with an exhale sigh. And another breath. This time you're going to go a little deeper into the bottom of the belly, exhaling to fully release. And give yourself permission right here, right now, to really land. To land into your physical body. Landing into the body with the intention that you will stay in your physical body rather than tapping out, rather than disassociating and disconnecting, or anything else that we may use as a protection mechanism for self-sabotage. And at this time, I'm going to call forward any of your blocks, any of your barriers, any of your protection mechanisms, any nervousness, any anxiety, anything at all that may be seen or interpreted as negative. And let's ask the body to begin this process of removing them. Barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. On all levels, all layers, and all lifetimes, barriers down. Spirit and I are one, and we work together as a team. It is my intention to be a clear and neutral channel for the high self and for your spirit today. And let's begin to prep to work. So please clear and remove any and all blocking programs, any openings, interferences, and negative energy. Permanently seal all cracks, openings, portals, and fill with love and golden light. Please clear and remove any links in our high self community chains, and please clear and remove, educate all of our spiritual committees with new education, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the light and the potentials in one universe, as well as the entire star system. Please provide them with the intellect required to clear all negative programming. And please update and download all of our spiritual committees, including the high self, to the highest level of consciousness. Please reassign any members who are not ready, willing, and able to support you 100% positive and 0% negative change. And please update and download all your spiritual committees with new information. Provide them with the intellect required to clear all negative programming and establish a new plan that's based on everything positive. Please reduce the size of your spiritual committee to the minimum size for the maximum effect, clearing all bodies of negative programming and reducing all portals and gateways down to 1 into the center of your chest. Please clear any and all programs that we've created with our spirit, including replications, mirroring images, and rebuilding. And please reduce my ego to the minimum level required to facilitate this clearing, more than 0 and not to exceed 3%. Suspend all judgment and keep me 100% neutral. Please clear and remove any extra souls, any addictions to extra souls, and set up a triple layer of protection around each and every one of us that are hearing this, as well as anyone in our energy fields, as well as your spiritual committees. And take a nice deep breath. And thank you. Where we prep to work, we're prepped to work. So do I have permission to work with everyone who is hearing this in this group, as well as anyone else who will catch it at a later date? And the answer is no. So I'm going to ask with this clearing that we begin to clear self-punishment, any benefit programs for every single person who is here and who will catch these replays, as well as clearing any self-punishment or benefit programs that for me in your ancestral line, clearing them out root, trunk, and seed, clear them out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all fields, all compartments, all your 13 bodies, all your spiritual committees. We're back to the heart of your spirit. and to clear anything else for myself as well as this group that are spiritually binding, that is spiritually binding for them, for myself, and for our ancestral lines. And thank you. Is that done? Thank you. Yes, it's done. Do I have permission to work with everybody in this container? Okay, yes, I do. So here we go. So who am I working with? We're working with the high self. And who is this group working with? They're working with the high self. And are all our spiritual committees the minimum size for the maximum effect? Yes. And all the members of our spiritual committees at the highest level of consciousness on chart 3. And what percentage is my ego at? We're at a 0. Can I increase it to a 2%? Thank you. Do I have any extra souls? No. Does this group have any extra souls that are lingering around? No. And is there a triple layer protection set up around each and every one of us? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to go begin with a real-time clearing anything and everything for everybody at this time in this group container, as well as anybody else catching this on a replay. Clearing anything that can be cleared without research. Specifically, I'm going to ask that we clear anything that is requiring an emotional release that can be done without research. So clear any emotions that may be coming up, whether it's anger, whether it's rage, whether it's fear, anxiety, lack, shame, guilt, belief. And to clear any ways that this is showing up in our lives. Any lack, manipulation, codependency. I'm going to ask that we begin to clear anything and everything in regards to money or poverty, anything that might be related to addiction, anything that might be related to dependency on men or others, any systems, any structures, any energy on emotionally spending, overspending, emotionally spending. Any hoarding, any savings, any clutching, holding onto something extremely tight, and to clear any hustling. As well as anywhere and everywhere that there have been any vows, any loyalties, contracts, oaths, agreements that can be cleared at this time, or anything else that's lying on the surface that they need to be cleared. Anything that requires just a simple acknowledgement. And as we move forward today, I'm going to ask that we call forward the particular ancestral in the maternity line, that maternal line that created any programs or vows or oaths or agreements that spiritually bind us to the experience of poverty, to the experience of struggle with money, with poverty, to the experience of never having enough, never being able to hold on to money. To clear anywhere and everywhere there's a fear or survival mechanisms attached to that. I'm going to ask that we begin to call forward so that we may get to the root of this cycle, so that we can break it in our maternal lines once and for all. And we give ourselves permission to receive this work today, even though I'm afraid that I won't recognize who I am without these patterns of poverty, these patterns of lack, and these patterns of addictions, any patterns of hoarding or self-sabotaging. Give yourself permission to receive this work, that even though you are afraid, that we won't know what to do if we have more than enough. And thank you. Is that done? Where are we going first? We're going to go right into the Akashic Records. We're going to go into a program of a future that's in a future life, and it has these past life roots. So in these future life programs, these can be lives that are living now, lives that are planned, also lives that are in the planning stage. Maybe you know somebody in your family that's welcoming a baby into this world. So this program was first established in a parallel lifetime. So I'm going to ask that we begin to clear any future lifetimes, any parallel lifetimes that may be affecting this current lifetime, any lifetimes that have been planned or have not yet been lived, or lives that are currently in their planning and in the states of the Bardos. I'm going to ask that we clear and we block any bleed over lifetimes from any of those parallel lifetimes, root, trunk, and seed. Clear them out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all fields, all compartments. Clear them out of all your spiritual committees, right back to the heart of your spirit. And thank you. Is that done? The answer is no. So what does this lifetime require in order for us to clear? So let's bring forward the two characters that are in this program, this parallel lifetime. There's two characters, and the first character is a sister, and the second character is a teacher. Is that correct? Yes. So bring those characters forward again. And what type of sister are we looking at? We're looking at a nun. And what type of teacher are we looking at? She is the teacher of this nun. Do I need to know any information about this teacher? And the answer is no. So is this, other than it's a female teacher. And who were we in this lifetime? We were the nun. And is this an individual clearing or clearing for the collective? It's an individual. So bring in that nun. So there was some hurt or harm that happened in this lifetime. And we were harmed at the hands of the teacher. And what type of harm was there? There was an emotional harm which resulted in emotional death. And is it on this chart the reason for this harm? The reason for this harm is, again, codependency. Is that correct? Yeah. So let's begin to bring the energies in of this lifetime. And the energies are unworthiness, forgiveness, spiritual suicide, separation, self-punishment, separation, cowardness, brain damage, anger, alcoholism, hate of men, health issues, frustration, forsaken, fatigue, fear, violence, vengeance, clearing. Clear all these energies out, root, trunk, and seed. Clear them out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all fields, all compartments. Clearing them out of all your 13 bodies, right back to the heart of your spirit. And as we begin to clear out these energies, I'm going to ask that we replace them with truthfulness, with trust, with tolerance, with tact, with the love of life, with purpose, with relaxation, with responsibility, harmony, health, helpfulness, individualism, involvement, vitality, wholeness, wisdom, and grace. The forgiveness of God, the forgiveness of Spirit, the forgiveness of Creator. And declare anywhere and everywhere that you have ever believed that in order to be connected to your intuition or connected to your spirit, to completely be tapped in and turned on, to clear anywhere and everywhere that you have ever subscribed to any religious viewpoint of poverty, let's destroy and uncreate it on every level, every layer, and every lifetime. So what's coming through today is this word teething or tithing. I'm not 100% sure what it is. That anytime you belong to a said religious organization, and this isn't this lifetime, essentially you were donating. And I said that donation in quotations because you were donating part of your income. So in this lifetime, the story came through that there is a lifetime where you donated your income to the church. And you took this vow of poverty. In this particular lifetime, this nun inherited some money. After she became this nun, it was gifted to her. It was given to her. That even though she took this vow of poverty, she had every intention of keeping it. Keeping that money. She kept it a secret until that teacher found out. And then there was this expectation that it would be turned over to the church. And the word that came in is integrity. Integrity of what it means to live in integrity. Integral to an organization, perhaps, or some kind of structure within our lives. I'm seeing this brick building. So take a moment and sit into that word. Sit into integrity. Integrity with money. And where it feels in your body. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principle. And on the opposite side of that is a level of dishonesty, mistrust, and misuse. What is ethical, righteous, or moral attributes? Reliability, dependability, keeping your word, it promises. There's a layer of guilt. And in this past life, this parallel lifetime, being part of a structure such as a church who would bring in moral integrity, because in this lifetime, you were accused because you kept that gift. You kept it hidden because it was given to you. You kept that gift, and the church branded you as not being transparent, of not respecting their vows and their commitments, their regulations. So what happens within that church, that structure, when integrity is broken? It becomes a death loop. That death loop is a holding to one's integrity in the face of temptation. And notice where addiction comes in, where hoarding comes in, where emotional spending, it can all be seen from a viewpoint of temptation. So I'm going to ask Spirit to clear away any and all negative notions of temptation with addiction. Clear anywhere and everywhere that we perhaps swing that pendulum one way or the other because of what is spiritually binding us to the cycle of feast or famine. To viewpoints that I have nothing or I have way too much. Overindulging or underindulging. And this can be anything. Healing sessions, self-care, food, exercise, the lack or the overindulgence of it all. And thank you. Is that done? Yes. Is that enough to clear this lifetime? And yes. And where are we going next? We're going into the energy of money. So in this energy of money, is there themes and challenges? And the answer is yes. So please clear any and all the themes and challenges that exist around money and poverty, root, trunk, and seed. Clear them out of all levels, all layers, all minds, all fields, all compartments. Clear them out of all your spiritual committees, right back to the heart of your spirit. And as we clear all these themes and challenges specifically around money, I'm going to ask that this ripple effect comes all the way down the ancestral lineage into that maternal line. And what I'm hearing is these themes and challenges also play a part in your purpose of what you're doing here in this lifetime. And this is part of what you came here to heal. So what if you are the woman in this line that breaks this cycle, that finds the balance between overindulgence and underindulgence? What if you were the woman that breaks this cycle? Because ultimately you wouldn't be here in the first place. And thank you. Is that done? And where do we need to go next? So I want you to begin to take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Sigh it out. And again, inhale, exhale, sigh. And I want you to bring forward into your energetic field the energy of poverty. And maybe this comes to you in words like lack, survival, overspending, not enough, poor, debt cycling, or maybe there's even a little bit of manipulation there. And I want you to notice what the word poverty feels like. Poverty. Poverty. Where is it sitting in your body? Poverty. What does it feel like to you? The word poverty. What does it feel like? And where are you feeling it in your body? Feel poverty in your body. Feel that rock. Feel that anger. What I'm feeling is it's sitting in the heart and the large intestines. Feel where that anchor is sitting in your body, the anchor of poverty. And settle in here, because now we're going to pull up and identify who it began with. Repeating after me. I call forward all aspects of poverty. The loop of poverty that exists within my maternal line. And whom did this begin with? Whom did this begin with? And write that information down on your sticky note. Whom did this begin with? Settle in and close your eyes. And call this person that you wrote on that piece of paper into your energy field. Ask her to step forward. Give her permission to come into your space. And let her know that you are ready to do some ancestral healing. Ask her if she's willing to step forward and help you. Ask permission. And when you've got that yes, I want you to place that sticky note on your chest. Place that name on your chest. Soften and close down the eyes and take a moment and just tap into her energy. As your energy begins to merge with hers, notice what it feels like to be her, to be this person. Notice if your energy fields begin to change. Notice any emotions, any sensations that are in your body. Because whatever is coming up for you, notice what it feels like to be this person. Maybe there's an intense anxiety or fear or survival mechanisms. Or maybe it's just blank, empty, hollow, nothing. Repeat after me. I call forward all of my resistance, blocks, barriers, and protection mechanisms, and I say yes to them. And I release them from my body, my mind, and my spirit. Barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. On all levels, all layers, and all lifetimes, barriers down. And take a nice deep breath in. Repeating after me. All of the oaths, vows, loyalty, commitments, and contracts that I have ever made to money, I destroy and uncreate them. All the oaths, vows, loyalties, commitments, and contracts I have ever made to making more money than anyone else in my family, I destroy and uncreate it all now. Every contract, oath, vow, loyalty, commitment that I have to debt, I destroy and uncreate it all now. All the contracts, oaths, vows, and commitments, loyalties that I have to never having enough and barely surviving, I destroy and uncreate it all now. Every contract, vow, oath, commitment, and loyalty that I have to poverty, I destroy and uncreate it all now. Repeating after me, all the oaths, vows, loyalties, and contracts to only receiving what my family can receive, I destroy and uncreate it all now. All the oaths, vows, loyalties, and commitments that I have to never receiving more than what my family can, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the oaths, vows, loyalties, commitments that I have to never getting ahead in order to ensure that everyone is comfortable, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the oaths, vows, loyalties, and commitments that I have ever made to being poor, or in a state or of feast or famine, I destroy and uncreate all that. And take a nice deep breath in and exhale, letting it go. Repeat after me. All the lies that I bought and sold, that money is hard to come by, I destroy and uncreate it. All the lies that I bought and sold that I can never keep money, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the lies that I bought and sold that having money isn't for someone like me, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the lies that I bought and sold that money makes me greedy, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the lies that I bought and sold that having lots of money is selfish or greedy, I destroy and uncreate all that. Every lie that I bought and sold that having lots of money will mean that everyone will judge me, I destroy and uncreate all that. Every lie that I bought and sold that money will ruin my relationships, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the lies that I bought and sold that I have to work hard for money, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the lies that I bought and sold that I will always be in debt, I destroy and uncreate that. All the lies that I bought and sold that I am not allowed to spend money, I destroy and uncreate all that. I destroy and uncreate all of that on every level, every layer, and every lifetime, and return it for whence it came. Repeat after me. All the lies that I've ever bought and sold that I am choosing to spend my money emotionally or to overspend, even when I don't have it, in order to ensure that I never have money, I destroy and uncreate all that. Anywhere and everywhere that I have ever believed that I had to rely on someone else in order to have money, I destroy and uncreate all that. Anywhere and everywhere that I have ever believed that money is only for men, I destroy and uncreate all that. And take a nice deep breath in, releasing to let all that go. Repeat after me. Anywhere and everywhere that I've ever believed that it is my duty or my responsibility to rely on somebody else for money, for security, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the ways that I am choosing addiction in some way, shape, or form in order to ensure that I'm always giving it away, I destroy and uncreate all that. All the ways that I'm choosing poverty in some way, shape, or form in order to ensure that I never have enough, or that I have to struggle, I destroy and uncreate all that. Anywhere and everywhere that I have ever felt shackled by money, I destroy and uncreate all that. Anywhere and everywhere I've ever felt restricted or trapped by money, I destroy and uncreate all that. Anywhere and everywhere I've been so hungry for money, I destroy and uncreate all that. Every lie that I bought and sold that my desire for money makes me hungry or greedy or selfish, I destroy and uncreate all that. And take a nice deep breath in, exhale, sigh to release it. I call forward all of the fear that I hold on to when it comes to money. And I destroy and uncreate all that. I call forward any punishment or self-abuse that I have endured because of money. I destroy and uncreate all that. I call forward anywhere and everywhere that I have ever yearned for something more and something else. I destroy and uncreate all that. I call forward the rejection, the sadness, the anguish, the grief that having money or not having money has ever created for me. I destroy and uncreate all that. Every lie that I bought and sold that money is dirty, I destroy and uncreate all that on every level, every layer, and every lifetime. And take a nice deep breath in, exhale, sigh it out. repeating after me all the ways that I bought and sold, that using money or lack of money as a way of stopping me from choosing, I destroy and uncreate it. All the oaths, vows, loyalties, and commitments that I have ever made to my idol of money that is stopping me from living in my truth, I destroy and uncreate all that now. Every emotion, every memory, every sight, every sound, the taste, the smell, the touch that I have from every experience with money, from poverty, I destroy and uncreate all that on every level, every layer, and every lifetime, and every piece of my spirit. And take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Anything that I have ever hired to ensure that I never let go of this, I will return it from whence it came, never to return to me, to my mind, my body, or my spirit. Repeating after me, I forgive myself for believing that it's not safe to have money. I forgive myself for believing that money is the root of all evil. I forgive myself for believing that life is hard. Life is hard. Life is hard. And everything that is and everything it brings up is destroyed and uncreated on every level, every layer, and every lifetime. I forgive myself for believing that money is only there to be spent. I forgive myself for believing that I never have enough money. I forgive myself for believing it's not safe to have money. I forgive myself for idolizing money as an answer to my problems. I forgive myself for idolizing money as an answer to my pain. I forgive myself for idolizing money as an answer to my relationships. I forgive myself for believing that idolizing money is an answer to my trauma. I forgive myself for idolizing money as an answer to my addictions. I forgive myself for idolizing money as the answer to my truth. Breathe that in and repeat after me. I forgive myself for believing that if I was more disciplined or if I tried harder, I would have more money. I forgive myself for believing that I don't deserve to receive money, that I don't deserve to receive love or acceptance or joy. I forgive myself for believing everything I've ever learned around money. I call forward all of my sadness, my fears, my grief, my rejection, my confusions, my self-sabotage, and I say yes to it. And I fully release it out of my body and out of my spirit. I call forward money. I call forward poverty and all of their cycles, and I accept them all. I say yes to them, and I fully release them out of my mind, my body, and my spirit. I call forward all the ways that I am using money to stop me from choosing, and I accept it all. I say yes to it, and I fully release it out of my mind, out of my body, and out of my spirit. And take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And again, deep inhale, exhale, sigh. And I'm going to invite you now to remove that sticky note from your heart and tear it up. And repeat after me. I am not. Replace. I am not. Replace. I am not. Replace. Place that placeholder's name that you wrote down on that sticky note. And repeat after me. I am, and say your name. I am not the person on that sticky note. I am, and say your name. Repeat 3 more times. I am not. I am. I am not. I am. And with that ripped up sticky note down in front of you, soften and close your eyes. And you can place your hand on your heart if you feel you need to. And repeat after me. I love and accept myself for receiving all of this, even though I'm afraid of what it might mean. I love and accept myself for receiving money, even though I'm afraid of who I may become. I love and accept myself for receiving money, even though I'm afraid that when I do, I may lose it all. I love and accept myself for receiving money, even though I'm afraid that if I do, everyone will judge me. I love and accept myself to receive more money than what my family can, even though I'm afraid that they will judge me. I love and accept myself for receiving money that even though I'm afraid that other people will think I'm greedy. I love and accept myself for receiving money even though I know now that it will not fix and heal all my pain. I love and accept myself for receiving money even though I'm afraid that it might be easy. I love and accept myself for receiving more money even though I'm afraid that money is only there to be spent. I love and accept myself for receiving money, even though I'm afraid I won't be able to save it. I love and accept myself for receiving money, even though I'm afraid I don't deserve it. I love and accept myself that even though I'm afraid of where it may come from. And take a nice deep breath in, exhale, sigh it out. And repeat after me. I give love and gratitude to my maternal line for all the ways they did the best they could. I give love and gratitude for my maternal line for all the ways that they have struggled in order to ensure that I don't have to. I give myself permission to feel grounded and excited for receiving money, even though I'm afraid something bad might happen. I give myself permission to feel grounded and excited for receiving money, even though I'm afraid that I might lose it. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to feel safe with money. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to no longer be in a state of feast or famine or survival with money. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to release myself from that cycle of debt. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to feel free with money. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to feel relaxed with money. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to feel regulated with money. Without these patterns, I give myself permission to do nothing different and even have more money. Without these patterns, I am free. I am free to choose an abundant life. What energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to receive anything, including money, with total excitement and ease? as if by magic. And take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And thank you. Is that done? Yes. And where are we going next? We're going to go into mop up. So please clear 100% of the items on the mop up list, including all the stats. And I'm going to ask that brain restructuring be complete. All pre-programmed illnesses, Alzheimer's, dementias, accidents, all be cleared. And that all of our high selves are in agreement that this pattern, these behaviors, these programs, these energies, and this timeline be dismantled. And we be clear to the highest level of consciousness. And take a nice deep breath in, exhale, sigh it out.